Hello and welcome to The Hunter. My player name is HooCairs, and in this video I'm going to talk about the very basics of this beautiful game. Before we get started, I want to clarify one of the most important questions. What does free to play really mean for this game? There are basically no fees and you can play this game for as long as you like, but you are limited in what you can do. There are many animals in this game, but as a guest, you only have the license to hunt mule deer and cottontail rabbit. You have unlimited free ammunition for the 243 bolt-action rifle, and you can visit all reserves. You can join multiplayer parties, but you cannot host them. If you purchase other weapons, you will have to buy the ammunition. The weapons will be yours to keep forever. If you decide to buy a membership, you will have the license to hunt all the animals. You will have unlimited free ammunition for all the weapons that you own, and you can start multiplayer parties. At the beginning of every hunt, enter your inventory and set yourself up for this hunting session. Hit the I key, I for inventory, and this is what you see as a guest player. You are given a 243 bolt action rifle for free, and along with that, whenever you start a new hunting session, you have 3 full boxes of the according ammunition for this rifle. The rifle is also equipped with a scope for longer range shots. It's a 4x32mm rifle scope. You cannot zoom this scope. Then there's the deer bleed collar. This collar will attract the mule deer. It also attracts white-tail deer and black-tail deer. You can use that later, but it will nicely attract mule deer. It will call them to the place where you're at. You have a camera where you can take in-game photos, and all the photos you take will go to your profile into your gallery. And of course you have a set of binoculars that you can use to spot the areas, to spot the animals. The slots in your inventory are numbered. You can see number 1 here for the bolt action rifle, number 4 for the bleed collar, and what this does is if you hit the number 1, it'll pull out the gun. If I hit number 4, it'll pull out the bleed collar. You can customize these numbers. So for example, if you want your binoculars to be on the B key instead of the key 6, you can change that in your options. Also down below here you see this section where you can carry extra items. So these items, you carry them with you, but they are not in a particular slot. You cannot pull them out immediately. So for example, if you would carry a bow with you here, if you wanted to shoot the bow, you would have to actually pull it into your free weapon slot before you can use it. Every item that you carry has a capacity cost. When you move your mouse over the little eye icon, it'll show you how much every piece of equipment weighs. So this rifle has a capacity cost of 3, the scope of 0.5, and so on. And all these items added up will be shown down here. I'm currently carrying a capacity of 6.35 and the maximum would be 10. I cannot carry more than this. If you own a backpack, you can double this maximum capacity. It'll go to 20. And last but not least, there are the clothes that you're wearing. They are here in this clothing section. If you buy more clothes in the store, you can equip them here. You can always press the F2 key and then you will see how you look like. You can do this near a lodge or tent. Okay, so a little bit of theory at first, but now let's get going. Let's get oriented first. I'm going to show you the map. You can hit the M key or the right mouse key to open up the map. Okay, so this is a map of Loggers Point. We are currently here at the border lodge, and I'm going to take you over here into this area and maybe a little beyond, depending on what we find. There is a lot of mule deer here, some feral hawks, also some pheasants, and I'm starting my hunt at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a good time. You've got good daylight already, and we're avoiding the time between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, where a lot of the animals will go to sleep. We want them a little bit more active. We want them to be roaming around and calling. So 8 o'clock in the morning is a good starting time. As you can see on the Hunter Mate, the time has already proceeded to 8:02. The time in the game passes at double speed of the normal time. So when you play for a full hour in the game, it will have been 2 hours. I want to lose a few words on the movement speed. Right now I'm walking. You walk around with the normal W, A, S, and D keys. You move around with the mouse. You can look around. And walking is your primary movement speed when you roam around, when you're looking for animals. When you walk, you will get plenty of calls from them. They will not be running around or running away from you unless they are really close of you. Right at the start, you can consider running. I'm hitting the caps lock key by default, and now I'm running. At this speed, I'm making a lot of noise, and I will spook the animals. They will run away from me. There are some species that are not so shy, but when it comes to mule deer, and especially to bucks, they will hear you running. So this is when you want to get away from the lodge, but then soon enough you should go back to walking and listen for calls. One thing that's important right at the start is pull out your gun that you're going to use, and by default it's on auto reload. So it'll load the gun and the gun will be ready for a shot. We're switching back to the Hunter Mate with the tab key, and now we're going to look for clues on the ground, or we will listen for calls. Two other useful keys that you will use a lot is the Q key, which toggles auto walk, and also the X key. When you press it, you can look around while you move straight forward. Okay, so we have received a call from a mule deer, and as you can see on the Hunter Mate, there are emerging circles which show me the rough location where I can expect the mule deer to be at. I'm going to crouch from here to be on the safe side as a guest. My clothes here are not anything special. They don't give me any protection from being seen or heard, so I have to be very careful. The good thing here is I am on the other side of the wind. The wind in this game is usually going towards northeast, which is about this direction. And right now I am downwind of the mule deer. Especially bucks can smell you very well, so we have to be a little bit careful here. I now need to plan my shot. There is two factors. We already talked about the wind. The other thing is I need to find a good spot where I can see the mule deer, or where I can lure it to and then move away and wait for it to come in. Again, I'm picking up the call. You can see the circles not quite in the same location as before, and also from the sound, from the volume of the call, I think it's not very close. If we're lucky, we can spot it, and otherwise we will just call it here and see what's coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan where I want to lay ambush. I can know the mule deer is ahead of me in the woods, and I have to be really careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it over here. I will try and stay out of the wind, actually downwind. So this is a good location, and I will just call it towards me and then try try to shoot it from the front. So I'm pulling out the bleed call. This is attracting both males and females equally. And one call is enough. So I'm now expecting at least one mule deer to come out of the woods. Many times they roam in groups, in herds. So maybe there is more of them, which would mean I would have to be even more careful. For the shot, I'm going to lay prone like this, and in this stance I can hold the weapon really steady even at a low shooting skill, and I need to move away here a little bit out of the grass so I can see it well. It keeps calling, so maybe it's a bit further away than I thought, which doesn't hurt. I don't want to be seen. But maybe I will have to call it again. It doesn't hurt to call a few times. You cannot overcall. You will not make the animals nervous when you call too often. So I'm trying to find a good spot here where I can wait for it. Maybe up here. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be, where it's going to come out of the woods from. So use the binoculars a lot and just look for it. It's been the only one calling, so it might be a solitary buck. Usually when there's a few of them, at some point you will get a call from a different buck. But in this case, I've received a few calls and it's always been the same. So let's wait for it to come in. I wasn't quite happy with my position, so I've now found a rock right next to my former location here. And it's nice if you find a rock or a tree root. It lifts you up just above the grass, so you can see a lot better. And now we can finally see our buck. And I'm going to keep looking at it. And after a while you can see in the upper right corner there is the so-called spotting information. It's telling me it's a mule deer, it's a male, and it doesn't give me any weight or score estimation. There is an estimation system in place that will roughly tell me what this animal will weigh and what it will score. And the more I spot, the higher my spotting level and the more information I will get. Now I need to plan for the shot. Do not go for headshots or any risky shots. Always try to hit a vital organ. So I'm going to shoot the chest and will hope for a long shot that should penetrate the lungs from this distance. Hold the breath with the space key and go for the shot. So this was a clean shot from pretty close. And there is our first buck. You can confirm the kill with the hunter mate, and what you see now is you see the score 152. That's a decent buck. The best bucks will be around 240 points, so we have a little way to go there, but that's fine. You can do a trophy shot where you make a picture of the animal, and when you take this picture it'll go into your gallery. When you are a member you can actually position behind the animal. You can position your player, which makes for an even nicer trophy shot. Accept, and it's going to be in my gallery. You can see that the animal disappears. You don't have to do anything else. It disappears. It'll appear in your statistics, and this is our first buck kill. Okay, so I've been walking around a little bit, and here I can find some tracks on the ground. I can identify them with the hunter mate, and it's telling me it's a mule deer, and the mule deer was roaming. You can see this cone on the hunter mate. It's telling me the rough direction in which the animal was walking, but also if you look at the ground, if you look at the footsteps, you can tell the animal was going in this direction. There's a few more here. If you read another one, the hunter mate will tell you this is a new trail, so you can know it's a different animal. If you look at the former, I'm canceling this and looking at the former track here just to show you there is a dome now. The track is shown as a dome. It's a half sphere filled with color. That is your current animal that you're tracking. As soon as you read another track, also with the hunter mate, it'll turn back into an arc. And now this track is turning into a sphere, telling me this is your current animal that you're tracking. So let's follow these tracks here. We can know it's mule deer. I'm guessing from the size of the footsteps it could be males. Maybe I'll be wrong later, we'll see. So let's follow these steps. And one important clue here, or one important advice, is read all the tracks that you find, because this is going to raise your tracking level. The more tracks you find, the better it gets. And with a higher tracking level, the information just gets a lot more accurate. The calls that you have on the hunter mate are more accurate. The location that is from the calls, the cone that you've seen is more accurate. You will see the clues from further away, and so on. So there's a few advantages to having a higher tracking level. So just keep reading them all, especially when you read herds, animals in a herd. You can read a lot of tracks in a short time, and your tracking level will go up rather quickly. So I'm going to follow these until something more exciting happens, and then we'll speak again. I've been walking along this shore here for a while, and kept reading the tracks, and I've just received a call from a doe in front of me, a female. So I think it's actually females. I was wrong, thinking it was bucks, but of course as a hunter you want to find big males. In this case it's females, but for the purpose of this video it's perfect. I know the animals are here in front of me somewhere, and especially around shores and borders you have to be careful. Animals tend to walk to the shore and then they can turn around in a different direction or even come back right at you. So we will have to be careful, and we will try to get a second kill, this time a female. So let's follow them and hope we can spot them. They're moving away from me, so that is a good part. They don't look at me or in my direction, so that's to my advantage. Also, again with the wind, we are walking southwest, and that is exactly into the wind, so that's good. Now you can see a new pattern on the hunter mate. I get a full circle again with the cone, and a full circle means the animal is really close. If you remember before, it was a dotted line. Now it's a full circle. And here is a call coming. So they are up there somewhere. There's a hill here in front of me, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Again, we want to find a good shooting spot, an elevated spot, where we can have a good look at the situation. And in fact, they are coming right at me, so exactly what I said before. They can behave weird around shores, they can turn around, and there is at least one doe. So that was a little surprise here. Just good we moved around in crouch position. So otherwise we would have spooked the whole herd. Here I'm picking up a blood spot. The higher tracking level, the better the information. At some level, it'll tell you actually which vital organ you hit, or whether it was a hit, a body shot or headshot. So let's go and harvest the animal, and the harvest screen will tell us which organ we hit. So tracking led us to the second kill. It works, you have to be a little bit careful. Crouch in case of doubt, don't be too fast, and it pays off. We hit the left lung and body, so from this distance, no problem to kill an animal, to kill this mule deer. There is no score for females, and again we can take a trophy shot. And we have a second kill. Before we conclude this little video, I want to show you the towers. There are 3 towers here on Loggers Point. There are also towers on other reserves, and they are great for spotting the area. Just walk underneath, hit the E key, and you're up there. It doesn't make any noise if you climb the tower, so even if animals are close, go up there, and in fact you will be more stealth up here. The disadvantage is when you shoot at animals, you will have to shoot while standing, so holding the weapon steady in standing position is a bit more difficult. But from here you have a great view, you can spot the area, you can look around. Also, if you know that there is animals in the area, you can lure them over here from within the tower, and even when they come underneath your tower, they will not spook. You are pretty safe up here. So consider these constructions to your advantage, and from up here, from this beautiful view, we are going to conclude this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and all I can say is happy hunting.